There's a sea on the moon that mapmakers put on the wrong side, and the name they gave it, Eastern Sea, is on the west. That confusion has a story behind it, and it starts with a rock the size of a small country. Those faint curved ridges hugging the moon's edge up here, they look almost like wrinkles in skin, and they've been hiding in plain sight for centuries. This is one of the youngest giant impact basins on the moon, and it's nearly 1,000 kilometers across. The rock that made it hit more than 3 billion years ago, and the crust rippled outward like rings in a pond. Rings so big they're hard to see unless the moon tilts just right toward us. That tilt is called libration, a gentle wobble in the moon's orbit that gives us a slightly different view a few days each month. On July 7th, the angle was just favorable enough to peek around the corner. But even then, look at how squeezed this is. Those concentric rings are nearly edge-on from Earth, so they stretch and flatten into thin arcs. From lunar orbit, astronauts saw them as crisp, dramatic walls. From here, they're barely a rumor along the rim. And then there's the name. Here you can see the kind of terrain lunar mapmakers were working with centuries ago. Craters, rough plains, no atmosphere, no water. They still called the dark, flat regions seas, Maria in Latin, because from Earth they looked smooth. This one they called Mare Orientale, Eastern Sea. Reasonable enough, since it sat on the eastern limb of the moon as they drew their maps. Then, in 1961, the International Astronomical Union flipped the East-West convention on lunar maps to match the view from space rather than from Earth. The name never changed, so now the Eastern Sea lives permanently on the western edge. A billion-year-old impact scar, nearly invisible from our angle, wearing a name that points the wrong direction because a committee changed the rules after the name stuck. It makes you wonder how many other things we've labeled confidently, then quietly moved the line, and just never updated the sign. Which direction are you even facing right now? We'll be back tomorrow with whatever the data shows next. Subscribe so you don't have to remember to check.